to hold a regular session city council meeting on March 5th, 2026 at 7 p.m. in City Hall to consider the following. Okay, Officer Phillips, we have prayer.
God, thank you so much for this opportunity we have here. We pray that you would bless this council, bless this meeting, God, that it go according to your word, God. Be with all of us tonight, God, as we depart from you, God. This is in the Son of Jesus Christ, and we pray, amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Richards,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Green,
Present.
Alderwoman Taylor,
Here.
Alderman Stamps,
Present.
Alderwoman McDade,
Present.
Alderwoman Vaughn.
Present.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Public comments per Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code 551007. The city council may not discuss or take action on any items not listed on the agenda. Each member of the public wishing to speak must sign in before the meeting, which is limited to 3 minutes. And we don't have any public comments today. Item number 6, discussion and possible action to approve the minutes of the regular city council meeting held on February 19, 2026.
I have no discussion on it.
No discussion? Any discussion? Okay.
Any discussion? No.
I missed that one, so I was letting her make the motion.
I would like to make a motion that we approve the minutes of the regular city council meeting that was held on February 19th, 2026.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Oh, any opposed?
I
Okay.
missed the meeting.
Motion passed.
Abstain.
Just abstain.
Abstain.
Stay.
That's it.
Right. All right, so we have a presentation for the Brookshire Police Department 2025 Racial Profiling Analysis.
We hired a company to do the racial profiling analysis, so they're gonna get him locked in.
Right. Okay.
What's the name? Mr. Eric,
Yes,
can you hear me?
yes, I can.
Okay, you're up for the racial profiling presentation.
Very good. Good evening.
Good evening.
Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, very good. My name's Eric Fritch. I'm with Justice Research Consultants, and this evening I'll be presenting your annual racial profiling report. My colleague and I have been doing these reports for about 20 years. We started with the Dallas Police Department and some of the agencies to the south of Dallas, and currently we do about 40 police departments in the state of Texas. And so just to kind of give you a little bit of background on the process. So our racial profiling law was enacted in 2001 in this state, and basically certain data must be collected on every traffic stop. So what I'll be presenting this evening is data and analysis on all of your traffic stops that occurred during calendar year 2025. And during these traffic stops, certain information about the reason for the stop, the result of the stop, whether a search occurred, et cetera, are collected and then are provided to us by the agency for analysis. I'll refer to two things during the presentation. One is our code of criminal procedure. So our racial profiling law is in our code of criminal procedure, and that specifies the requirements in which each agency must abide by in regards to the law. And then I'll mention TCOL as well. So our Texas Commission on Law Enforcement, which is our licensing and training body for the state. They're allowed by statute basically to handle the reporting requirements. And so these reports go to TCOL. They also are the ones that provide guidance to agencies on what data to report and how it should be reported. So kind of going through the PowerPoint slides that I have is the first thing that we do is we make sure that the department is fully in compliance with the law. So the racial profiling law specifies certain things for the agency, and we make sure that those are in place, such as a policy prohibiting racial profiling, that there's a complaint process and public education about the complaint process, and that there's officer training and education as required by law. And then most of our time is on the data that is collected. And so our code of criminal procedure specifies that a comparative analysis must be done in regards to this data. So it lays out exactly what analysis should be done. That's the way our report is formatted. That's also the way that the presentation is formatted as well. And so the first analysis it basically is comparing the traffic stops broken down by race and ethnicity. So in 2025, Brookshire PD officers completed 2,220 traffic stops, and then the data on the race ethnicity of the person stopped is provided in that PowerPoint slide. So there were 968 Hispanic motorists that were stopped, 579 white motorists, 571 black motorists, 90 Asian motorists, and 12 Alaska Native and American Indian motorists who were stopped. The next slide, and it's the same chart that is in the report, basically compares your stops to your population. This is a TCOL requirement. So TCOL says that once you've done the first comparative analysis, you need to compare it to your population. And so the metrics we use are the census data for your city population based on the latest available at the time of the report, 2023 5-year American Community Survey estimates, and then your county population as well. And as the chart shows, 26% of your stops were white motorists. In comparison, 13% of your city population are white residents. 37% are in the county are white residents. And so what you see in the chart are disparities depending on the racial group or ethnic group that you are looking at. But we don't spend a great deal of time assessing the initial stop data, because as the next slide shows, there are significant issues in assessing stop data. So part of that is that we don't have a valid measure of the driving population. So we use census data because it's easily available. We use census data because that's what TCOL requires us to do. But there is not a good measure of any city's driving population. So that's one of the issues with just kind of assessing the general stop data and saying that, you stop more white motorists in comparison to your city population. You're stopping fewer Hispanic motorists in comparison to your city population. So one of the problems is the benchmark, but the larger problem is the determination of race and ethnicity. We've been collecting that data element in this state since 2009. So every traffic stop, one of the questions asked of the officer is, did you know the race ethnicity of the person prior to the stop? In 2025, Brookshire PD officers knew the race ethnicity prior to stop in 0.2% of your motor vehicle stops. It's fairly consistent historically over time that we in this state are sitting about 2 to 4% of the time officers knowing the race ethnicity of the stop. That's across about 800 reporting agencies and usually between 4 to 5 million traffic stops each year. Why that's important and why that is an issue with trying to evaluate the initial stop data is because racial profiling is an officer making an action based upon a person's race. Well, the action at the stop level is actually making the traffic stop. And if they don't know the race ethnicity prior to stop, which they don't in Brookshire, but they don't throughout the entire state, then can't really make any assessment about racial profiling. So what we spend our time doing is what we refer to as post-stop outcomes. So once the officer has made the initial contact of the motorist, they've determined the person's race or ethnicity, then how do things compare regarding the outcomes of that traffic stop? And that's what comparative analysis 2 is. On the next slide is it looks at the traffic stop outcomes, basically the result of the stop. So each stop, 1 of 4 things is going to occur. Person's getting a written warning, person's getting a verbal warning, person's getting a citation, or person's being arrested. And that's what's presented in that chart. And so the written warnings, there was 1,548 of them. That's what that number is next to it. Citations, there were 637, and there were 17 arrests pursuant to traffic stops in 2025 in Brookshire. So these are column percentages. So what they basically say is that of the white motorists that were stopped, 73% received a written warning. Of the black motorists stopped, 69% received a written warning, etc. And so what we look for and why we do that analysis is we want to check to make sure that there are similar outcomes across each race from written warnings and citations. And then arrests as well. We do know the reasons for arrests. So on arrests, part of the issue, what you see on that slide is you only had 17 arrests. So kind of when you take the 17 arrests and then you break it across 4 groups, you get small denominators and numerators, and percentages can change very easily, just based upon a few frequency differences. But basically, it says there of the 17 arrests, white motorists were arrested in 0.3% of the stops. Black motorists were arrested in 1.8% of the stops of black motorists. Hispanic motorists, 0.4% of the stops of Hispanic motorists, and Asian motorists were arrested in 1.1% of all stops of Asian motorists. Why were they arrested? For the most part, it's an outstanding warrant. So 71% of the people that were arrested for an outstanding warrant. So that's the second comparative analysis that's done is basically on the outcome, the result, what is referred to as the result of the stop. The third analysis that's done is on the next slide, and that is on searches. So of your 2,220 traffic stops, you had 44 searches. So that's 2% of your stops result in a search. Similar type of analysis is done in the sense that, as it shows there on the slide, that 0.5% of the white motorists who were stopped were searched, 5.3% of the black motorists who were stopped were searched, 1% of the Hispanic motorists, and 1.1% of the Asian motorists. Why are people being searched? 61% of the time it is based upon probable cause. And so the officer has probable cause to believe that there are items connected to crime inside that vehicle, and so they conduct a search. Second most common reason is the motor vehicle inventory. So typically what occurs, person gets arrested, so there's kind of bleed over from the result of the stop and the arrest. Person gets arrested, vehicle is going to get towed, and so then the officer conducts a motor vehicle inventory of that vehicle, basically documenting the contents. What is of particular interest in kind of racial profiling research in general are consent searches. And that's where somebody is asked and then gives permission to search. So 5 of the 44 searches you had in 2025 were consent searches. It's 11.4% of all searches were consent searches. And then 0.2% of the traffic stops resulted in a consent search. That's significantly below the average for the state. So if you take those 800 agencies and you take the 5 million traffic stops a year, Usually consent searches occur in about 1% of the stops, so you're at 0.2%. The last thing we look at is basically your hit rate. So is contraband discovered during a search? So contraband was discovered in 34% of your searches, and what was most commonly discovered was drugs. A similar kind of issue with that we talked about with the arrest you have on the search side, because you only have 44 searches. So when you take those 44 searches, you start breaking them down by race, ethnicity, you get smaller and smaller numbers, so then run percentages on. And then same with contraband discovered. When you only have a few searches that result in the contraband discovered, it's really difficult to do an analysis on it because it really lacks interpretive value or meaningful interpretive value when you start getting small numerators or small denominators. And so that's the third analysis that we conduct. The last analysis that we look at is on the next slide, and that's your racial profiling complaints. And in 2025, your police department did not receive any complaints alleging that a peace officer employed by the agency engaged in racial profiling. So that's kind of the analysis we conduct. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have.
Are there any questions?
No, sir.
Not for me.
All right. Well, thank you for the information.
Thank you, Mr. Eric.
Thank you.
Have a good
Y'all have a great
evening.
night.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
And we apologize for not having those slides displayed. The slides in the complete packet is available, will be available on our website, on city's website. All right, your lights turn back on, Doc. Next item on there is we have one more presentation, actually two more, but this particular one now will be by Horizon International Challenge by Sandeep Gupta. Come on up, sir. Welcome. If you can provide that to Ms. Glover, she'll be able to get you on the screen. This is going to be a really good, excellent event for the city of Brookshire. It will promote economic development. Yeah, the PowerPoint. Okay, because you, click on that, go down a little bit. Yeah, slideshow. Sorry. Okay, if you could step up to the podium, please, to the microphone.
Hello everyone. My name is Sandeep Gupta and I'm the owner of Rise Sports Complex. You must have seen on the highway 10, also Brook Hotel. So this is the first time we talked to Mr. Mayor. We are bringing an international tournament here in Brookshire, and I'm just requesting support from everyone so that we can have a successful tournament, so it can happen every year starting from this year. Now this tournament is part of LA 2028 Olympics. So whoever basically comes and play in this tournament gets specific points, and then they basically pursue qualification for 2028 Olympics. Next slide. And now about badminton, it's actually, you guys are not aware, but it's the most famous sport in Asia. And that's one of the reasons I built this club in Brookshire. Now it's the fastest racket sport in the world. A shuttle, which is made out of a goose feather, it can go up to 565 kilometers per hour. That's 351 miles per hour. So if it hits someone, they just get like Yeah, so it's the only thing that can go faster than a badminton shuttlecock is a golf ball. So all the other racket sports, this is the fastest. Tennis, everything is really, really slow compared to badminton. That's just a overview of what exactly the sport is. You can actually, you're more than welcome, go to YouTube and just watch any Olympic match, badminton match, just to get a feeling of how fast and how difficult the sport is. Next slide, please. So what we are doing here is October 7th to 11th. It's a 5 days competition in our club. It's the first international challenge that is being hosted after 2019. After COVID, no other city or state hosted the tournament, so we are the first one. It took us almost 6 months to get approval because it goes through USA Badminton, then Pan Am Badminton, and then Badminton World Federation, just to get this approved for our club. Now the prize money is 20,000 plus. It depends on how much we can raise. A lot of international athletes will come, officials will come from all around the world. Fans, of course, families will travel from California, from North Texas, from mostly where the sport is more popular, from New York, etc. Next slide, please. So this is our club. Basically, we have 14 badminton courts, also a gym that we built specifically to train international athletes, and also have the community. They can come and use the facility, get some exercise and stuff. And their kids can also come and train in our facility. So we have a specific training for kids too. Next slide, please. So for this tournament, what we are expecting is over 300 international athletes and officials. We are already engaged with the Los Angeles 2028 Olympics team, who are going to be working with us, and they are also sending some officials and some line judges to get trained for the Olympics. We are also expecting over 400 spectators. We don't know, it could be 500, 600, but at least 400 every day during the tournament. More than around 10 to 20 different countries are projected to come, mostly from Japan, Korea, India, Indonesia, China, South America, of course, Brazil, El Salvador, Mexico, Canada. So all those athletes will come and participate in this tournament. We'll have live stream on all the courts worldwide. We'll have on-site banners, backdrops, just to have advertisement. Local media, we are also working with one of the local TV channels, so it will be basically a lot of exposure for the city, and also for whoever wants to participate in the sponsorship of this tournament. Now, as far as the community impact for this, because this is the first time it's happening in not just Brookshire, but all over the US after 2019. So it's really a big thing for international athletes. We are expecting over 100% occupancy on all the hotels here in Brookshire, because we are going to be specifying which hotels are the host hotels for the tournament. And youth engagement, so we'll be working with schools here. They can come volunteer, get exposure to the sport. Also welcoming athletes from all around the world for the city. We'll take them around and show them what Brookshire is, how it looks like, and things like that. So it's really a huge opportunity, not just for us, for our club, but also for the city and USA. Next slide, please. Now, what we are requesting from the city, we also talked to Mr. Mayor, and he's supporting us on this one, is so we want to deliver a safe, world-class event in Brookshire. And I mean, we have tried really hard to clean up the place, including the Brook Hotel, and we still keep working on that every day, in and out. Basically, we'll be looking at official endorsement that Mr. Mayor already agreed, and we will recognize that host city partner for this tournament. Logistics, traffic support, parking support. We have 187 parking spots in our hotel, but we would need probably a little bit more all around. Police security coordination, because we'll be having around 400 to 500 people every day, hopefully. Specifically on semi-final, final, Saturday and Sunday, we're expecting a lot of people to travel from out of state. So just to support, we are looking for support. Promotion, of course, website, community calendar, and today also we are basically doing a promotion here for all of you guys. One thing is we are requesting from EDC and Mr. Mayor is to have an email sent to some businesses around, like Grand Force and all the other big businesses, with our requesting some support from them, so that we can make really a successful tournament, and hopefully we can host just not one but 2 or 3 in future. So there is some financial support that we are also requesting in kind, for have a shuttle service from airport, because all the athletes and all the officials will have to be brought in from the airport, and also whenever their flight is, we have to drop them back. It's part of the tournament. We have to supply free shuttle service to all of them. We are also going to be setting up the bleachers all around, so people can come and sit and enjoy the tournament. That's what we'll work on as soon as we come close to October. Support requesting, as we talked about, warm introduction, 5 to 10 local businesses who are aligned with community sports, and I will talk more about it a little bit later. Youth programs, maybe expose this to high schools and also to elementary and middle schools, so they get exposure to the sport and also get some exercise. Of course, we are presenting here, so next slide, please. This is a sample email that we will be sending to EDC and also to Mr. Mayor, so that this will go out to the local businesses. If they want to participate, advertise their business, more than welcome, and we'll work with them on the best way to do that. This is a sample one-page sponsorship letter that will be sent out to, the middle picture is my daughter. She is also training for Olympics. Okay, next slide, please. So how are we going to use the support, whatever support we can get from the city? One is the spectator seating. That's almost around $40,000 to $50,000 we have to spend on bleachers, because we will be hosting it every year. So we want to acquire it, so next year we won't need to buy more of that. Then travel and accommodation. Officials will have to provide free travel and accommodation for them here, and including lunch and dinner. So officials, we are hopefully approximately around 40 to 50 officials will be traveling from all around the country, and also 1 or 2 from outside of USA. Shuttle transportation, since hotels will be using local, so we won't need transportation to and from the venue to the hotel, but mostly to the to and from the airport is what we need for 5 to 6 days. Hydration and food supplies for all the athletes have to be free from us as part of the event. Branding, banner printing, live stream, photography, so all that. That's how the sponsorship money is going to be used. Now you see this person. He is actually a Danish player who's sponsored by Grand Force, because Grand Force is a Danish company. So hopefully we are expecting if Mr. Ansel Sims can have, some for USA also, that will be really good. So host city deliverables, this is what we are going to do is press releases, community reach, logo and name on the venue signage, photos, live stream integration with all the logos. Mr. Mayor will also we are requesting you to participate in opening ceremony and maybe closing also, and part of medal distribution, a VIP seating for all the sponsors. A post-event, we are going to be sending out how the money is spent, and if anything is left over, it can be rolled over to next year, to next event. The main objective is that we want to make sure that event is successful and not to make money, but to basically have a good experience to all international athletes, so they keep coming back. These are our timeline. February to April, we are working with the city to just do for the endorsement and support scope. And today is also part of it. We already have a couple of meetings in the past. May to July, we are going to be finalizing all the logistics, working with the companies to do transport, seating and safety plan with Mr. Philip. And August to September is community promotions. Volunteers, maybe after the summer, we'll talk to schools, local media also, so they can start participating. Then tournament week is the whole week where city will welcome and we will deliver a successful tournament. And after the event, we will have an audit report for every single participation, so we can learn and then get better next year. Thank you. Any questions?
Any questions?
My concern is traffic and parking.
Yes. This one.
That's
Yep.
just a question for me to throw out there that I'm concerned with.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anytime there's a big event, you gotta have traffic and parking, right?
That
But
is true,
I think,
but because of the location and the limited parking,
Yeah.
I was just trying to
Oh, yeah,
throw
absolutely.
that out there.
Yeah.
This will
So
be
that's
a,
what we plan,
Sounds great.
on the timeline. That's what we're going to plan after April. Talk to all the businesses around, so because at least on the weekend, we should be able to use the parking spots.
Yeah, and I think this will be a really good economic boost for the businesses, local businesses here in the city, and also a great event for the citizens to attend. So, thank you. We appreciate that, and we are happy to
Thank you.
partnership with you with this program, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you for your
Thank you.
presentation.
International.
All right. Next, last presentation on the agenda, American Fidelity, Landon Graves, and Ms. Watts will do the introduction. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you guys for the opportunity to speak today. Appreciate it. We're going to pass out some brochures and some of the products that we offer. So you'll each get a copy of each of those. So while she's doing that, I'm going to introduce myself. So my name's Landon Graves. I'm the account manager for the city of Brookshire with American Fidelity. So American Fidelity is a supplemental insurance company. So what we provide for the city is supplemental insurance. We also help with enrollment services. We do employee education so that we can and also help employees file claims. We also do employee education on medical, dental, and vision, even though that's not something we administer. So I want to go through some of the products that we offer. Some of these products are paid for by the city for the employees. But I'm going to go run through them, and I'm not going to go into great detail. That everything's kind of on the brochure. So the first product that we offer is going to be the flexible spending account. The flexible spending account is basically a fund that you can elect for and you can pay through your paycheck, but also is funded through the city at $500 per year. The flexible spending account can be used on anything medical, dental, vision. Also, if you want to go to a chiropractor, you can also get things over the counter like Advil, anything medical related. And that's done through pre-tax income. So you kind of elect it, it goes into the card, pre-tax, and it's all funded at the beginning of the year. So right at the 1st of January. Or sorry, actually October 1st for the city. So the next thing that we offer is disability. This is another employer-funded program for the employees at the city of Brookshire. It's only partially funded. So this is a long and short-term disability that starts after 7 days and can go all the way up to 5 years or potentially 67 in the event of an accident. The city funds a 14-day waiting period. So if you get hurt, you get sick, or you have a surgery, we will supplement your income from the 14th day all the way up to 5 years for sickness or 67 in the event of an accident. The city pays for $1,500 a month in that benefit. So another product that we offer is life insurance. The city doesn't pay for any life insurance through us for the employees. This is all owned policies. You can take that if you leave. We offer term, whole life, and what's called term to 100. So other products that we offer are accident, cancer, critical illness, and hospital policies, including the GAP policy. So the city pays for the accident policy for every employee on a family basis or individual, depending on what your family looks like. So that's basically used to reduce exposure out-of-pocket wise. So like let's say you go to the doctor and your medical covers some, we'll cover the gap. And then if there's any excess that we pay you, you keep the difference. The city also, the final thing that they cover is the GAP plan. The hospital GAP plan is paid for employee and spouse, and that basically covers any hospital stays that you'd have, as well as physician's expenses if you need that. That's up to $5,000 per year, which is matched to your out-of-pocket max on your medical plan. So those are the products we offer, and that is the employer-funded products that we work with the city of Brookshire to administer. So we began working with the city of Brookshire in October, or really in August of 24. The first date of benefits being offered was actually November 24. We did a short plan year, and then now we're in October 1. So whenever we started here, we discussed with administration on doing employer-funded programs. Everything else is pre-tax or post-tax and would be charged to the employee. There was an issue with the billing, and it wasn't being appropriately reconciled by the administration at the time. We allowed, so we had a meeting with the administration, which was a billing meeting that we do virtually. So we can teach them on the platform, we can allow them to reconcile their bill through a file upload. And the administration did not use the reconciliation. So a couple months later, we had somebody from Oklahoma fly in and do a hand-in-hand demonstration here at the city to show them the platform, how to do billing, things like that. Still, the city wasn't reconciling. Fast forward to, I believe it was November of 25. We noticed that the bill wasn't being reconciled. And when Julie stepped in, she recognized that the city was overpaying for these benefits. So in October of 24, whenever we started, we sent a bookkeeper's report, which identifies how much every employee should be paying through their own elections. The previous administration, they looked at the deduction frequency and put all elections in and deducted monthly instead of bi-weekly. They were being billed bi-weekly, but it was only coming out at half. This continued until November of 25, whenever we noticed. And
through
yeah,
January.
we took a couple of months to reconcile and realize like what was going on because we weren't exactly sure. And now the problem is fixed going forward on employees' paychecks. We also went around to every employee and told them that their deductions are going to be increasing based on what they elected originally. The estimated city overpayment in that time was roughly around $43,000.
Which we are not going to go back to the employees, get that money back, so it's essentially a city loss.
Right. Yeah,
For
going back to
failure
the.
do reconciliation.
Yes.
And again, this was not this administration, is
Yeah.
what I'm hearing.
Correct.
Correct?
Correct. This is a different administration. That's correct.
Previous.
Mhm.
It's the city, all of it, we are all accountable, ma'am.
Can you have any comment? No.
So anyway, error was discovered and then corrected. And so now we move on.
I brought this to y'all's attention last council meeting, so now I'm bringing the final number. It's not gonna be an exact number, but this is a rough estimate of $42,000.
Thank you, Ms. Watts.
Yeah. Any questions?
Is there any
Any to answer?
any questions?
All right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving right along. Consulting reports, we have the code enforcement report. If y'all reviewed the code enforcement report and you have any questions or any discussion on that,
No questions.
okay. Grant Works report. Shauna?
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Evening.
The latest update is we did talk with the new project manager for Grant Works about being able to use the remaining funds, which I believe is right under $103,000 for the rest of the road repairs. That should start in the next couple of weeks as soon as we finalize all the contract documents and pre-cons. Any other discussion or questions?
All right. Those funds will be applied to the road work, upcoming second phase of road work. Okay, LJ Engineering Permit report.
Alrighty, so on my report, you'll see the updates and open reports or open permits that we have at the moment. We have a bunch of them closing out or having variances tonight. We have had about 15 pre-developments last month. Gave you the update for the road repair, and then we continue to meet with BKDD about any drainage-related issues as well.
Okay, and Brook update.
Briarbrook, we got the survey back, and we have started on initial design.
Okay. And I have a sort of a note down here, the detention pond on Starlink and Stella. I see here there's a note that's kind of in progress, right?
From the county?
Mhm.
I believe so, yes.
Right. Okay. Any questions, any discussion on the code enforcement report, Grant Works report, LJ Engineering report?
Everything looks good.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Public Works?
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. Do you have actually 3 reports in front of you from me? The first one is going to be the Public Works report. I want to say that, and just thank the Public Works again here publicly. From when I've been here, you'll see a record number of work orders that were completed. I believe in your document should show about 315 work orders that were completed. So I commend all the work that's being done, and we've been doing this work, but we also know that this event is coming in October, so we want to continue to clean up the city to go along with the excitement that's coming along and all the potential economic boom that could could potentially assist the city and put us on the map for this badminton. So I wanted to share that with you all. And then next after that, it's going to be the economic development report. And so you all heard of the developments that I spoke on behalf of a couple weeks ago with that strategic plan. Those same developments are moving forward. As you can see on the agenda here, items 7 through 13 consist of some of those economic development projects. So if you have any questions reference to that. But then that third report that you have from me are going to be city projects, whether they're city projects, EDC projects, public works projects, PD projects, code enforcement projects. So there's about 51 projects on there. And of those 51 projects, there's about 7 that have been completed. 3 backup generators have been installed, 1 at the Disaster Recovery Center, 1 at the Annex building, and another at the Public Works. And yes, the document's up here for anyone that'd like to see it. And so wanted to bring that to your attention. And then in addition to that, Public Works fence is almost complete. On 90, we've worked with the water district to get a water tap installed there for the new set of sprinklers that we're going to have there for that beautification project. Phase 1 of the Brookshire roads has been completed. We're about to start phase 2. The City Hall sprinklers here, they've been upgraded. Here in the next couple of weeks, we're going to prepare for some type of a design that we're going to be purchasing the ornamentals and some plants and flowers from Brookwood to come get installed here in the city. And then there's about 33 projects that are moving forward simultaneously at the same time, somewhere between 10 and 50% complete, as noted there. And then you'll see some that are there in red that have not been completed, or have not been started, excuse me. So those are contingent of other projects completing first. So those are the reason why they're in red. Any questions on any of the 51 projects you see there? Just with all that, I do with this public works report, do have want to thank publicly as well one of the city employees, staff employees have been helping with that, Miss Maggie. And as you see, some of the development that's been occurring through the permits department, Miss Beatrice has been very, very instrumental in moving those permits forward. So thank them both.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Great job.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. City Secretary report.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
Before you have my report for Human Resource Department part. Right now, I have one out without pay. Documents that have been signed and executed, of course, is the City Council meeting minutes, the ordinance approving the joint election, the interlocal agreement with Brookshire Municipal Water District, the resolution for FLOC that the police department, and the RCI proposal for the Brookshire Police Department. Those documents have been executed and signed and taken care of. Main focus was election. Of course, the election later on will be stated that it will be canceled due to all the incumbents running unopposed. We are still in stage 1 of Tyler Tech being restored on our software, meaning that we will be leaving Funview. Of course, I've had several meetings, but those were the main meetings. We met with Arise International. That he gave a presentation earlier. We have a new project manager that's over our ARP funds and our monthly department head meeting, as well as I have a meeting with my staff every Tuesday morning, and all of you are welcome to join if someone would like to join.
Thank you.
That's all I have, Mayor and Council.
All right, thank you, Ms. Corner. Brookshire Police Department. Report.
Good evening, Council.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Before I give you my report, I want to introduce you to our newest member of the police department. This is Lieutenant Jaron McInnes. Lieutenant McInnes is originally from New Orleans, Louisiana, and he's married with 3 kids. He has 2 girls and a boy. He started his career attending U of H Downtown Police Academy and has been in law enforcement for approximately 14 years. He's joining us from Stafford PD. During his career, he's been assigned to the traffic unit, and he's been a field training officer. He is also a certified TCOL instructor and teaches various courses. He is a TASER instructor. He's been a fleet coordinator and the field training coordinator for Stafford Police Department. He was a member of the Fort Bend County East Regional SWAT team for 8 years and assigned the role as a breacher. During his career, he's also been assigned to the Fort Bend County Tri-City Special Crimes Unit, conducting street-level narcotic investigations and surveillance. Prior to transitioning as a task force officer with the DEA in Group D21 and H33, which is the major drug team. Lieutenant McInnes has completed the 16th ILEA Sergeant's Academy and received the Trilogy Award, completing all modules for the FBI LEDA Leadership Series. He has an associate's degree from HCC, and he is currently completing his bachelor's degree in criminal justice with a minor in legal studies from University of Houston downtown. And he is going to pursue his master's degree in criminal justice as well.
Impressive.
All right. Welcome aboard, sir.
So,
Good.
welcome, Jaron. Happy to have you.
I'm gonna make sure you live up to it. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Have a seat. Thank you, sir.
Chief, thank you for introducing.
Absolutely. I want everybody to meet our officers and get to know who they are.
Appreciate that.
So this month, or I'm sorry, for the month of February, the police department had 205 total calls for service. We had assisted other agencies 32 times. We investigated 23 traffic accidents. We had 239 traffic contacts. We took 43 offense reports and arrested 9 people. For community events, I was invited to serve as a guest speaker at Herwell and met with domestic violence survivors to answer questions related to protective orders, the criminal justice process, and what victims can expect after an offender is arrested. We hosted Coffee with a Cop at the Awakening Coffee Shop. Several residents and local business owners attended and engaged in conversations with officers and our support staff. These events continue to build trust and increase transparency in the community. Officers participated in a Valentine's Day event for the seniors at Harmony Senior Care. We played bingo with residents and served cookies and punch to the residents as well. The police department hosted a luncheon for local pastors to discuss the Displaced Person Outreach Program. This allowed for us to meet a lot of the pastors in the area and build those partnerships to move this program forward. The police department scholarship program criteria has been finalized. It's been taken to the staff at the school for Royal ISD for essay requirements, and we will meet with school staff after all of those applications have been turned in and review essays to figure out who we're going to award those 2 scholarships to. Around the police department, we are making significant progress with the implementation of our policies and procedures. We've implemented over half of those policies already, and we're releasing them in phases because, as you know, there's a lot. So we'll continue to release those as they're approved by you. Our dispatchers recently completed additional training with our current software vendor to learn how to operate this system. They were not provided adequate training the first time around, so this company came out again to give them a refresher on how this system actually works. Our property and evidence technician is receiving hands-on training and mentorship from several of the surrounding agencies, and this helps us develop best practices and moving forward with making sure that our property room is in order. Southwest Solutions has placed the order for all of our new equipment for our property room, and the lead time on that is approximately 3 months. What to expect in the upcoming months. We are going to expand on the Displaced Person Outreach Initiative by working with local nonprofits and mental health providers so we're able to provide resources and reduce calls for service and address these issues in a proactive manner. Our annual Easter egg hunt will be held at the police department on March 28th. I was just informed this week about the FFA parade, so I think we're going to push it back to the afternoon instead of in the morning. But we're still going to plan on hosting that Easter egg hunt. And we are also exploring the development of a police chaplain program. And I received another person that's interested in becoming involved in that program today, actually.
Nice.
That's about it.
Thank you, Chief.
Alrighty, great job,
All right,
thank
thank you.
you.
All right. Municipal courts report.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. The February report for the municipal court, cases imported from the police department were a total of 50. Completed cases were 44. Total revenue collected was $9,843.40. Number of people on the docket were 26, and then on the show cause docket were 50. Dismissals, compliance dismissals with fee, registration, driver's license, deferred disposition, and driving safety course were a total of 11. Dismissed by prosecution, 1. Dismissed no complaining witness were 0. Dismissed other insurance, compliance, and plea bargain were 6. Dismissed age purged, 0. Warrant information, the warrants that were issued were 69. Reported to Omni were 69, and then reported to collections after 60 days were 22. So to basically summarize it, the total collections for the month of February 2026 were $9,843.30, an increase of $103.70 over the previous month of January. The combination of dockets totaled 107 cases for the month of February, a decrease from January of 27 cases. There were 50 filed violations in the month of February, a decrease of 15 violations from the month of January. Any questions?
No questions, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Financial report, bills paid, credit card, revenue and expense. Ms. Watts. Good evening.
So a financial update, I'm gonna start off with audit with Baker Tilly. I have just turned in today at 4:30 PM our last invoice that they had requested some more testing expenses. So hopefully with the last invoice that I turned in today, that will wrap up the 22 audit and we can proceed to move forward. So we were excited to get that done. With Tyler, I know Ms. Connor already touched base on it, but I have been working with our project manager. We have turned in some financial sample reportings and some payroll information so we can continue with the implementation and the conversion to start with the data pools. With Tyler, the financial piece is going to be the first to go through conversion. So we are actively working on that. I know Landon had already touched base, but we have met with every employee regarding correcting the payroll so we can stop the bleeding on that piece for the insurance. And then to touch base with that before I go into revenues, we have also had multiple meetings with TXHB. I have myself and then the mayor and Ms. Connor, which is Texas Health Pool Benefits, regarding the renewals that are going to come up for the benefits. So we're preparing for budgets with our benefits because that is a expense that happens every month. For revenues, the ad valorem is we have collected $1,786,417.08. So we are on target for that. For sales taxes, we have collected $1,700,889.54 out of a $3.7 million budget. The total revenues for the city, and that's going to be on page 2, 3, and 4. The total revenue for the city we've collected is $3,736,480.40 out of a $13,596,000. Overall, the budget is on target. To touch base, I have been working with our reconciliation group, ZACTAC, and we are making progress on getting the accounts reconciled so that way y'all have a proper revenue and expense report. So we are actively working through that, making sure everything gets posted and reconciled from previous months. So when we go into conversion with Tyler, we're pulling in accurate data. In the payroll department, we're still continuing to identify some additional issues, and we'll leave it at
Good.
that.
Yeah, there will be further discussion about payroll in executive session.
Okay. As far as AP and AR, we're going through the motions, cleaning things up, getting things streamlined as much as possible. So that's all I have for y'all for right now. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for your hard work.
Thank you. All right, moving on to new business. Item number 7, discussion and possible action to approve the preliminary plat for Falcon Business Park located at 1324 FM 359. Ms. Shanna.
Hello, so this is for the preliminary plat for Falcon Business Park. It's been approved through us for all their ordinances and regulations, so we just need to have council's approval.
Make a motion that we approve the preliminary plat for Falcon Business Park located at 1324 FM 359. As presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
You do. He did.
Any discussion?
No.
Discussion?
No, he seconded.
Second, okay.
We all said it at the same time, so
Green.
All right,
whatever name you write first.
okay.
I had already started.
Item number 8, discussion and possible action to approve the final plat for Triangle Business Park located at 34620 Katy Freeway.
Same thing, they have met all of the regulations, ordinances, and the only thing left is for the council and mayor approval.
I make a motion that we approve the final plat for Triangle Business Park located at 34620 Katy Freeway as presented.
Second.
All right, Ms. Taylor.
Ms. Taylor.
Okay, is there any other discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Item number 9, discussion and possible action to approve plat variance for 718 Purdy Street.
Alrighty, so this one is pretty interesting. He essentially owns 2 lots right now that go north-south, and he wants to change it to east-west to create 2 lots. The bottom one that he wants to create will have no issues with the one with his existing structure on it. It will exist within the building lines. The plat is going to be correct. He's going to put all of the correct plats and building lines and easements where they need to be, but some of his, basically his garage and some of his house will be in those building lines as it exists now. But if he ever changes the house or improves it, upgrades it, then it will have to go back into the actual regulation of the building lines.
So the house,
Yes.
the house is,
Yes.
I can't legally make a recommendation.
so the house is where the issue is. His existing house, the garage is kind of out of the setback, okay? And so he's adding another house on this lot. And that house is going to meet the specifications for all of the requirements. But this variant is to let you all know that his original house, which has always been there, is not where it's supposed to be. And he can't move it unless he tear the garage down,
No.
okay? So that's what this is. But the one house that he's trying to put on the lot will be in compliance.
And that's the one we're talking about.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So basically, we have and it'll create a legally non-conforming structure that'll encroach into our side yard, or setback. The encroachment that I can see really is towards Sixth Street, so it wouldn't be closer to another building. So there's not a concern there as far as fire code or anything like that. Again, staff's not gonna make a recommendation, but I don't have an issue with it, other than any legally non-conforming structure that encroaches into a setback. They could not expand it, they could not do a renovation that exceeds 50%, or they'd have to bring everything into compliance.
His existing house, yeah.
Yes, sir.
So we're good to go.
Well, I don't see an issue if y'all chose to go in that
Okay.
direction.
Should it be with conditions?
Yes, that is a question.
So is
With
it,
conditions,
Should it be with conditions?
Well, the conditions are already there, as I
Okay.
stated, meaning
we
that
just-
you creating this non-conforming structure that's encroaching into the side yard setback will be inherent if you approve this plat. You're blessing
a
that.
totally new,
But a new house is gonna comply with all the setbacks on the other
Okay,
lot. You're
okay.
just this one, and it's not a huge encroachment, but again, looking at it from the perspective of, does this create a problem or a nuisance or any kind of harm to an adjacent property owner, we don't see that.
Okay. Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve the plat variance request for 718 Purdy Street as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
aye.
Motion passed. Item number 10, discussion of possible action to approve landscape buffer variance for industrial at 4565 Garvey Lane.
Alrighty, so this one, they are essentially supposed to provide a 25-foot landscape buffer between the commercial property and any residential property. They are asking if they can reduce it to 20-foot landscape buffer to essentially meet the 20-foot berm that also is provided around their detention pond. So they're asking for a 5-foot variance for that landscape buffer.
So it sounds like they're, in addition to this, they have a giant detention pond that's acting as an additional buffer, so it's, I guess the request is, we can distinguish this one because they have that huge detention
pond.
pond on the front side.
Yeah.
For a motion?
that's the question.
I make a motion that we approve the landscape, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, yeah,
Do you have a question?
no.
All right.
I make a motion that we approve the landscape buffer variance for industrial at 4565 Gory Lane.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Okay, item number 11. Discussion and possible action to approve building variance for nationwide trailer at 35049 Katy Freeway.
Alrighty, so right now, Nationwide Trailers, or I guess bought or leased a existing commercial space, and that once they moved in, they essentially found that it is actually not usable. There's a lot of damages to the foundation and on the inside. So what they're asking is to be able to basically replace that building with the exact same size building while they wait to actually build their permanent structure later on. They want to be able to move in, make some money, and then build their permanent structure afterwards.
So the original trailer has mold inside, right? And so they're asking to move another trailer in, same size and all of that, and then operate the business as it is until they decide to move forward with a new building.
Okay, so a temporary building.
Temporary building, correct. Do you have something, sir?
No, other than, I think we can treat this almost like a temporary certificate of occupancy, just for an extended period of time until they get in their permanent structure.
Okay. Make a motion that we approve the building variance for nationwide trailer located at 35049 Katy Freeway.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Item number 12, discussion and possible action to approve landscape variance for Brookshire Katy Drainage District at 1105 Kinney Street.
Alrighty, so BKDD is requesting to remove some of their landscaping along 4th Street because it is going to essentially adversely affect the building foundation and interfere with the ditch that flows along 4th Street.
So they have, which I don't understand how, decided to put trees there in this particular location that will at some point in time become huge trees and affect their foundation. Okay. And so they've realized that and now have requested to have those trees removed. Okay. That's what this is about.
Make a motion that we approve the landscape variance for Brookshire Katy Drainage District located at 1105 Kenny Street.
As presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passed. Item number 13, discussion and possible action to approve final plat for Quick Trip, 4649 FM, 542 FM 1489.
This is the final plat for Quick Trip. Very exciting. They have met all the rules and regulations, and so they're just waiting on the final approval from the council and mayor.
Any questions?
Any discussion?
No, ma'am. No, sir.
The location is 4513 South Street?
It's on, what is
4649.
I see.
FM 1489.
FM 1489.
LGA has the incorrect address.
It is supposed to be 541.
That's correct.
541.
542.
Across from the Brook Hotel.
Okay, because I was confused because on her letterhead, it's saying 4513 South
It's
Street.
probably just the wrong one, yeah. Typo.
But it's 542 FM 1489?
541.
Across from Brook Hotel.
Oh, it says,
541,
okay, it says 542 on here.
not 542. Okay,
Okay.
Okay.
541.
okay.
Make a motion that we approve the final plat for Quick Trip located at 4649 541 FM 1489.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Motion passed. Item number 14, discussion and possible action to approve placing a modular home at 3207 Stella Road. Mr. Tamika Brown. I think she's here with us tonight.
Good evening.
Hi, I
Evening.
brought packets for everyone. Good evening, council. I'm here again today to ask for permission to bring in my modular home. I have packets for everyone. I have
Thank you.
submitted everything that's required according to the guidelines to bring in the modular home. Just wanted to get an approval.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Check it.
And so, Ms. Brown has, went through this process a couple of times, and I think she understands everything that the city requires.
Yes.
She understands what Brookshire Drainage District requires. She understands all the flood requirements and setbacks and all of that. She has her engineering plans included.
Yes.
And so I think our engineer, Shauna, LJA, has reviewed these, her information, so she should be good to go, yeah. Yeah, the permitting things need to be finalized, so this is preliminary approval.
What needs to be finalized?
Her permit, so y'all, in y'all's code, you request for anything that has a whole house or a whole building being moved to the city for approval, so we have to get that approved before we can finish the permit. So she still has to, like, you just have to do the plans and stuff, so she still has to go through her permit review. This is just approval that she
Yeah.
can move this house.
Okay.
Correct.
Flood zone permit.
Alrighty.
Got everything.
So she has met all requirements, so I'd like to make a motion to approve the placement of a modular home at 3207 Stella Road as presented.
Second.
Ms. Taylor? All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Thank you, Ms. Brown. Item number 15, discussion of possible action to improve speed zone ordinance number 2674416, an ordinance altering the prima facie speed limit established for vehicles under the provisions of Code 545356, Texas Transportation Code. And so, speed limit change, per text dot.
Okay, I see.
Any discussion?
No, sir. I make a motion that we approve the speed zone ordinance number 26-744-16.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Mr. Green. Item number 16, discussion and possible action to approve ordinance number 26745-16, mass gathering. I know we have discussion on this one, right? Okay. Mr. Olson?
Yes, sir. Really, just for starters, kind of like the officer we just introduced, we stole this from Stafford. And, no, okay, at least the chief got it. This is just a starting place for discussion. The only concern that I saw looking through this was that we accept the permitting process as a special event for any partially sponsored event. And there, I think just about everybody that I've, at least since I've been here, comes in asking for y'all's support in something. I could see them using that as a tool to try to circumvent this process. So something to consider when you're looking at it. Otherwise, I mean, it's really kind of a, I think the mayor just wanted to have a starting place for discussion about this type of.
It was requested by Ms. McDade.
So,
Exception of school, is that what you got?
no, yeah, but parks, is there, I mean, it might be a silly question, but,
Well,
huh?
Yeah, no such thing. What you got?
Parks,
What about parks?
is that included? as
Well,
far
I mean,
as
it-
a large gathering, or, I see you specified these Interstate 10, US 90, 359, 362, and 1489 is included in here. But when you start, to me now, when you start talking about large gatherings, there are also large gatherings at parks.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
So
scope
that's
of
my
it,
question.
and that's a great question, because it does not, it only currently applies to rights of way.
I'm sorry, it only applies to what?
Rights of way, streets, roadways, highways, stuff like that.
So if the gathering affects the streets, is that what you're talking about?
Correct.
Correct.
And
Okay.
really, I mean, I'm not saying that you can't regulate special gatherings in parks, but I think that you look at the public purpose behind this is, this absolutely affects traffic flow and rights of way.
Yeah.
So to coordinate with the chief of police makes a lot of sense.
And I
Yes,
understand
which
that.
should be, yes.
But, you know, devil's advocate, you know how that goes. If you don't, sometimes if you don't have things specific and spelled out, it brings about confusion. To me, I can't speak for everyone else. but
I would have zero problem with you expanding the definition of special event to include anything that involves city personnel or upon a roadway, street, highway, or located in any park within, or other park within the corporate limits of the city.
Sounds
I mean, you
good. Yeah,
can, I
that's-
mean, it's because, just recognize when people have a gathering in that park, it's gonna trigger a permitting, yeah, so
well,
that's the
there's
unintended
a-
consequence of that.
I mean, it's
There's
public
a-
park, but
Yeah, sometimes it could be unplanned.
There's a government code, Texas Mass Gathering Government Code, Chapter 751, that specifies the criteria that, for mass gatherings, okay? And it says, as an outdoor event expected to attract more than 2,500 people, it can also be defined as an event with more than 500 people if 51% or more of those are under 21 and alcohol is served. So there's a state
Yeah, I don't think that
requirements.
limits our ability
And
to
we
do
will
this.
not ever get, that I know, to 2,500 maybe. But I think Ms. McDade specifically wanted this particular item on the agenda because of,
just the streets.
because of parades that could happen in the city that could affect the major thoroughfares, which could result in, needing
Right.
police, security, or whatever. And that any individuals or organization that want to do that should come go to the police department for permitting, before they just go out here and do a parade.
I was just about to say,
on
so
Highway
you mean I
90 or
can't
by
just
the
go
freeway.
decide I wanna have
You know,
parade and
so
go?
that was one of the major concerns that Ms. McDade had here. Now, keep in mind when you do read this document, there's a requirement for bonding in this document, okay? For bonding, for mass gatherings, which will be at the discretion of the police chief, okay? So again, it was more so for parades that would happen here, right? Ms. McDade or not?
Yes,
Okay.
correct, correct.
So,
Well, you guys answered my question, but I just wanted to clarify.
oh, yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Thank you.
So what do we decide to do?
So, if you want to have a parade, go to the city, and you are required to have a bond.
Wait,
Well, you know,
The chief determines that, yeah.
Was that be at the discretion of the police chief? In this document, it specifies that that bonding will be for any incidents that might happen. You know, you have a parade, a car catch fire and burn up 6 cars. You know, who's gonna pay for that? You know, or someone, God forbid, get run over and get killed. Who's gonna pay for that? You know, so, yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I mean, if you look at in the section 45107 that deals with surety bonds, it's in the event the chief of police determines that the event involves, you know, explosives, something dangerous or damaging or some unreasonable risk. So I think just a
Yeah.
regular kind of driving down the street waving, you know, 4th of July.
You
type-
wouldn't need it.
Yeah, that's
But if
indeed.
they're going to want to shoot fireworks out of the back of one of those cars, then yes, probably. So that's kind of where we are.
So
I get it.
Hopefully not.
decision, making that determination is Chief Holly Green's decision.
Well, there is a right of appeal from her decision to you.
Yeah.
Ultimately,
Okay.
there is a due process right to come to you and say, hey,
Okay.
And
I
it's
don't
in the
agree with the
document.
chief, I'd like to do this.
And the right of appeal is in the document.
Yes, it is.
Sounds good.
I think it's a good start.
Yeah, I agree. Good start.
I make a motion that we approve ordinance number 26-745-16, mass gathering.
Second.
I was like,
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Thank you, sir. Are you here up next? Okay. So item number 17, consider and take possible action concerning resolution 1507, canceling the general election and declaring the unopposed candidates duly elected.
This is somewhat of a housekeeping matter. I will take responsibility for, originally I thought this was going to be a resolution. I was mistaken that y'all had called your initial election by ordinance, so this is not a resolution, it's an ordinance. You can only change an ordinance by ordinance, so that's what we're doing tonight. The subject matter in the agenda item is very clear that what we're doing tonight is simply declaring there are no candidates in opposition and duly elected them. So canceling the general election for May, which I know Lakeithia is very excited about. So,
And the city save money.
a lot of money. So, yes. Staff recommends that you pass this and we can cancel the election.
Ready?
Make a motion that we approve ordinance number 26-746-16.
can you let me
You
do
must
it?
have done that one.
You ready to go home?
Second.
Are you ready to go?
So who's second?
Yep, I did.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, any opposed? Motion passed.
I forgot. I retired.
Item number 18, consider and take possible action considering resolution 1508, acknowledging and establishing compensation pay for mayor and council members. Y'all gonna come speak on this one, sir?
And it would be resolution 1507.
1507, resolution 1507.
Sorry, I missed the jab.
Not.
Oh, yeah, so, yes, sorry, Mayor.
Oh,
It's all right.
It's, this is, the mayor approached me and said, you know, we're trying to figure out exactly how the actual calculation of y'all's attempt at a rate increase, a compensation increase, and this goes back to the budget of 2023. So we did determine that during that budget, you had an line item to increase your compensation for each one of your offices, including the mayor's, for $200 per seat. And the way the law reads is that you have to do that, you know, before January 1st of the preceding year, and then each one of y'all would have to go through an election cycle before you could enjoy the benefit of that additional monies. So there was a group of you that were elected in May of 2024. So we did the budget, we approved it properly, and then we had an election. So those of you that went through the election in May of 2024 get to enjoy that. Those of you that went through an election cycle as of 2025, May of 25, can enjoy it from that date. And once we get through this initial staggering, everybody will be on the same page.
All righty.
Yeah, Ms. Taylor. Ms. Taylor.
Sorry, man.
No, not just Miss Taylor. It was
You said enjoy.
I asked.
Ms. Taylor inquired.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have to do something nice.
That's about it.
I know. I'm trying to be positive and nice about this, Mr. Green.
All right.
Make a motion to approve resolution number 1507.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mayor, just
Any
so everybody's
opposed?
clear and the public's clear, we did not approve a compensation increase tonight. We are simply recognizing what y'all did back in the budget of May of,
Yes.
October of 2023.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Item number 19, consider and take possible action concerning Resolution 1509, declaring April as Fair Housing Month. Ms. Glover?
Again, we're celebrating or acknowledging fair housing for the month of April. This is included with our mid-mod grant that we have with the city, and it's a drainage grant for those who don't know. So fair housing is simply just a recognition of being fair with housing that is acknowledged of, whether it's race or religion, status, or discrimination or disability, and that's what this is about. This will be the final year that we have to do a proclamation, unless you want to continue on next year, but you won't have to do this next year by setting a proclamation. You would just have to, we'll be in-house, the staff would just post notices for fair housing. But this year, we're going to do the proclamation.
I move to approve resolution number 1508, declaring April as Fair Housing Month in the city of Brookshire.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passed.
I'm trying to get stamps.
You got him this time. Okay, item number 20, discussion and possible action to update City of Brookshire purchasing procedures. The City Council of the City of Brookshire will consider updating City of Brookshire purchasing procedures. The proposed updates are intended to clarify and improve the city's procurement processes to ensure compliance with applicable state laws, local policies, and best practices for municipal purchasing. The revision may include updates to purchasing thresholds, approval authority, documentation requirements, and procedures for competitive bidding and quotes. The purpose of the updating the purchasing procedure is to promote transparency, accountability, and efficiency in the city's procurement activities while ensuring responsible use of public funds. City staff has reviewed the current procedures and recommends the proposed updates to better align with city operational needs and regulatory requirements. So, right now, the purchasing policy that the city of Brookshire has established that you see before you is anything under $2,500 the mayor can approve. Anything between $2,500 and $50,000 must be 3 bids, and anything over that must go out for a formal solicitation. The state requirements are $100,000 before, without any 3 bids. Okay, so we're recommending that the city go with the state requirements because we've experienced problems in slow progress in getting projects done we're getting 3 bids. A lot of the contractors know that they have to get 3 bids, so they're kind of unresponsive. And this will also help promote some patronizing of our local businesses, and also level the playing field as it relates to buy board. Because right now, buy board, there's no bidding. And so with this change, we'll be able to help with some of the local businesses and some of the other surrounding areas that we need to. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Any discussion?
Any discussion?
I agree.
Good to me.
All right.
Go ahead, Stamps.
Oh yeah, now you're waiting on me. I make a motion that we approve the updated City of Brookshire purchasing procedures as
Second.
presented.
Okay, Ms. Taylor seconded. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passed. 21, discussion and possible action to consider the use of sales tax proceeds to undertake and to fund improvements and development of green space at Hovers Park, concrete around baseball field, and the amphitheater lights, estimated value of $220,000. Dr. Batista.
Yes, good evening again. We just had a meeting shortly before this with the Economic Development Corporation, and this agenda item was disapproved, and I can go forward and explain it to you all, or we can proceed as was the
Go
recommendation.
forward and explain, please.
Sure. So what you have in front of you is a proposal for the Brookshire Hovis concrete, the Hovis Park concrete. So what this is it's about 17,000 square foot of concrete being added over there to the hazard that we currently have, which is the big bulk rock there. And so what it is it's replacing where the current rock is at and putting concrete there. So if you've been to Hovis Park, it's between the baseball fields, in between the Hovis clubhouse, and stretching in between all the fields there. So it's about 17,000 square feet. We'd essentially be removing all that, the hazardous rock, and then replacing that with concrete as was requested. And so that's one project there. We had a public hearing on. The other project is going to be the amphitheater lights. As you all know, the tables, chairs, benches have been approved, but we didn't, we are missing amphitheater lights. So on your document, notes noted here is the quote for the amphitheater lights. And what you'll see is a document that looks like this. This is the design of the amphitheater. You'll also identify within the document is a description of the foot candles. And so 1 foot candle puts off a little light, but up to 5 foot candles will give you the light that you need to essentially read a document in the dark. And so what this does is, if you look at these, you'll see 2 poles on each side of the amphitheater. And as you look at the document, the closer you are to the poles, the higher the foot candle. And as you get closer to the amphitheater, it gives that ambiance for a dance floor and or the festivals that we have. So what we brought that forward to the EDC. You do have the quote for that in front of you as well. And so wanted to share that with you all.
I know it wasn't approved, but one issue here is that with that existing rock that is at Hovis Park, we are not in ADA compliant. If someone was to come out there with a walker or wheelchair right now, they're going to be going over very, very rough rock. And if the rock wasn't there, they'd be going through mud. So, this may need to be reconsidered, or in an alternative solution, maybe a sidewalk or something, because I think we need to be in ADA compliance.
Absolutely.
And concerning the amphitheater lights, that's something that we rent a light tower each time that we have an event, 1 or 2 of them. And so I would say that, if someone does a cost-benefit analysis on that to see how much it costs us to rent the light tower forever, versus paying for lights. It may be, economical to go ahead and put the lights up there, but anyway, that's just my opinion.
And I agree with you.
Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, y'all have some options here. I mean, the matter died for lack of a second. I mean, the president of the board is here.
Okay.
So, we never even got to the issue. So, you as a council can always, I mean, you appoint these people, they serve at the will and pleasure of council, so you can charge them with reconsideration if you'd like them to take another look at that, and encourage them to take a look at that. If there's specific projects within the grouping, that's fine as well. So, I mean, up as a council, collectively, y'all can absolutely do that. They can take it up at their next meeting, if you would like to.
I would like to. So, do I need to make a motion to?
That would be
put it
appreciated.
Back on the, I move that we, put it back on the EDC agenda to reconsider.
Okay.
Second.
We had our public hearing, so we won't really need to go through that process again.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion passed. Thank you, sir.
Don't say anything.
All right, item number 22, discussion of possible action to approve the Brookshire Disaster Recovery Center fence.
Yes. Yes, good evening again. As you all know, we've been working on the Disaster Recovery Center for quite some time to have that as in preparation for any disaster that we have. The kitchen is nearly 95% complete, and we should have some images to show you all next time. But what we're trying to do is fence this property in as well. And this property will have two gates similar to what we're installing at Public Works.
Just for public knowledge, can you please explain? Yes, describe
Sure.
the gate, and also
Absolutely.
What is
let the public know exactly where the
Sure.
disaster center is.
Disaster Recovery Center is at the corner of Gresham and Highway 90 on the southeast corner. And so what's going to happen here is this contractor is going to install 515 feet of 6-foot chain link fence, and also 20-foot cantilevered doors, sliding gates, excuse me, that we would have clickers as well for all the individuals that are responsible to have authorization.
We added security for the disaster recovery center, and we'll be able to store equipment in there, the security if needed.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the Brookshire Disaster Recovery Center fence cost estimate as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Item number 23, discussion and possible action to enter into an agreement with Tyler Technology for the police department reporting and ticket writing process. Chief Green.
So as you all know, the city departments are all switching to Tyler Technologies, and I would like for the police department to switch to that as well. Waller County is switching their software to Tyler, and I think that is just going to be a seamless transition for the police department and courts to be on all the same system.
Reporting.
So we're going to have a new CAD system, a new offense reporting system, ticket writer system, the entire thing.
There's a one-time cost of $114,768 startup. Currently, there's Southern Software that had when it was implemented, a one-time cost of $189,000. So this is a one-time cost of right at almost $115,000. And then the annual recurring cost is $50,000 for a 5-year contract. And the annual recurring cost for Southern was $17,600.
And this is your recommendation.
This is my recommendation. Our current software system is not user-friendly. We're having a lot of issues with it. We're contacting Southern Software multiple times a week. It's,
More efficient.
Tyler's much more efficient, yes, ma'am.
I got a question. Is this coming solely out of the police's budget?
I believe so, yes, sir.
Because I think the court department does have funds in their technology. What is that? Is it called technology? Yeah. That can actually pay for some of it to offset the cost.
So more for the ticket writing aspect of it?
Yes.
Okay.
It has to be associated with the
With the
court.
tickets.
Yes. So I'll just make the suggestion that we look into that. So the police department doesn't have to foot the whole bill.
Mm-hmm.
I move to approve entering into an agreement with Tyler Technologies for the police department reporting and ticket writing process.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion, any opposed? Motion passed. Discussion and possible action to review remaining Brookshire Police Department policies.
Not in your packet, it was emailed because of
Yeah.
it being 200 and some pages.
Right.
Oh, okay, okay.
So we didn't give
Yeah.
it to y'all 200 and some. So it's emailed.
Ready for a motion in the discussion?
Any discussion on it?
No.
I move to approve the remaining Brookshire Police Department policies as presented.
Second.
Ms. Vaughn? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Discussion regarding current employees' insurance requirements, including eligibility, coverage option, employee contribution, compliance considerations, and any potential updates or modification to existing policies. So this is a discussion only, and we have budget coming up soon. We know that insurance rates, well, we've confirmed that insurance rates will go up. They're telling us in single digits. And also, as we did do some just investigation on this, we found out that our current, of course, we have two carriers. We have one carrier and one supplemental insurance, Fidelity, that was here tonight. And right now, employees that do not have dependents, the city is paying $1,500 for that employee. The employee does not contribute anything. That employee also gets next level coverage for themselves and the family member, free of charge, okay? And so an employee that has a dependent have to pay, what is it?
If they have a spouse, it's $770 and some change per month, $335 per paycheck. If they have a employee and a child, it doesn't matter if it's one child or two children, it's roughly $552.
Right.
And then if you go into a family, it's running a little under $1,500.
Right.
So
For employee and child, about 500. Employee and spouse, 500. Employee and child, about 700. So, and this is just for discussion, the burden of the payment seems to be on the employee that has a dependent, while the employee that does not have a dependent gets free insurance, free next level for all their relatives. And so we have met with and talked to our insurance carrier. We did a little bit of benchmarking with Fulshire, and it seems that Fulshire has a good plan in place that will be more economical for families that want to have more dependents added, depending on if the insurance rate go up too much or not. And so we're still looking into this whole thing, and we'll come back to council before budget time. Our current carrier is telling us that in April, the name of that company is TXHB. They have a board. TML does not do insurance anymore, so they've split off from them. And so TXHB has a board. It's made up of city managers and different people. And so they vote on different insurance requirements for municipalities. They have about 92 customers right now. And so they have a rate decision in April, and also some additional insurance coverages in April that they're going to come back to us. But we want to look and see if there's a way that some of the employees that have dependents can benefit from this and not have to carry the burden of the whole thing, and then also kind of help relieve the city of some of the burden as well, depending on the rate. I mean, single digits could mean between 1% and 9%. So that's kind of where we at right now.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah, just for
We-
discussion.
I remember we even lost employees because of how the health insurance were. If Ms. Vaughn, you probably remember, we used to pay more, but we went through a tough financial crisis, and we took that from the employee and we never gave it back. And I don't think it's a good step to actually fix a lot of the issues that some of our employees have when it comes to high cost health care. I think it's a great idea. I appreciate you even bringing it to the forefront.
Yeah.
Yes.
One thing we also discovered is that the next level urgent care would be a cost savings for the city if the employees utilize it more. Currently, they are not. They're using the inpatient, outpatient through XBU, whatever, TXBU. So they're using that, and it's driving up the cost of the insurance. So we're gonna have them come out and educate the employees on the benefit of next level urgent care, which provides a good program for the city. Okay?
Mayor, may I add, I will go ahead and send out a reminder to all the employees. I received some brochures from Next Level, so I will send out a reminder that the service is available. There's an app, you can log in to try to drive some of those numbers going to urgent care versus the emergency room.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Item number 26. That is two more items before executive session. Discussion and possible action to terminate the MP Tech LLC contract. So MP Tech is the city's current camera and door access provider. Okay. And so there's been some discussion and decisions to possibly go to a different company. We have not received any quotes yet. And so I think right now at this particular time, while we would not say that we're not going to do it, to give us a little time to get some quotes in. Because if we terminate now we have no cameras, and now we have no door controls, right? So I would say that we will put this back on the agenda again. Okay.
I agree with you, Mayor.
Okay. Is there any discussion on that from anyone?
No, sir.
Okay. Table. Item number 27. Discussion and possible action to go out for bid for an IT company. Same situation. We have Impress right now. Actually, I think we just re-signed an agreement with them not too long ago. But considering that we do have budget coming up and audit going on, we might want to kind of put this one on hold for now, and then go back with camera system first. Just kind of put this one on hold for now.
Table it.
Table it. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to suggest to the mayor and council, the IT, the surveillance cameras, when we go to TML conferences, this is the time to be meeting those people, to interact, to network, so that we can have those different people and we can have them come in, do presentations, and then we can have more options so that we can make these type of decisions, and we're not waiting to do it or just ready to move on to the next one. So just make sure that you're networking and meeting with these other companies. You can go online, you can call them, you can get to know them, you can ask them to come do a presentation for us.
Right.
But just so that everybody know that they have a say-so in communicating with these different companies and bringing them back to the table.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other discussion?
No, sir.
Okay. Table that one. Last item, discussion and possible action to go out for bid for city surveillance cameras. So same thing. Yeah, table, same thing. All right, so executive session, city council will meet in closed session pursuant to Title 5, Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code for the purpose of consultation with legal counsel. Mr. Luna and Ms. Watts. The time is 8:51 p.m. You can go.
was funny though.
I tried not to laugh, though I did. I couldn't hold it. Had to cover my mouth and everything, just like that.
Ready?
In this element, 'cause I tell you, come back. You can move it. You can answer my question.
Okay, we're back.
Lord, it's 10 o'clock. Past my
Discussion and consider action resulting from the executive session.
I make a motion that we authorize the mayor to be able to continue with his payroll, the limitation for the payroll audit.
Second.
Fine. Got that, Ms. Corner? Yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. All right, future agenda item, community announcements. I think Ms. Dunn's not here. Mr. Phillips is here.
God have mercy.
With the mayor, council, we are continue the Easter egg hunt. The 28th, it's gonna be, I think, about noon on the 28th. And Councilmember Taylor, we're still waiting on our golden
I've got
eggs.
a long way to go. The 28th. It's the first of the, it's the
Remind
beginning of the
you.
month. It's the beginning of the month. Okay, you got it.
Yes, ma'am. Just want to remind you.
Mm-hmm.
Golden eggs.
Golden eggs.
All right, future agenda items. Mr. Green.
I don't really know how to word it.
Yeah, she'll do.
How do we address the housing outside of our city limits that's affecting, that has our zip code, that's affecting our ability to receive grant money, and it also affects the school district? How do we address that? Is there anything we can do as for?
I'm not sure you can. You're talking about qualifications for receiving grant that are set at a level that are well beyond that. That's federal and state.
Okay.
So I'm not sure, if you wouldn't want to talk about it, I don't think there's anything we can do about that.
Okay. So there's no like census we can take or any survey we can take?
Not that's gonna affect their process for evaluation. Maybe internally ours, but no. I don't think it would make any difference. I really don't. But we could talk about it. I think if you're gonna have that conversation, maybe you pull in an expert that's in the grant writing business to see if there's any way to take advantage of that. Through some sort of a
Let's look into it.
so, I don't.
We can inquire, yeah, Grant Works.
I would suggest reaching out to GrantWorks and see if there's anything they can offer.
Okay.
Have something self-created
Yeah.
study or.
Yes, that's
census,
just
if there's value in that and then using that as part of your application process, then maybe it's worth taking a look at.
Okay.
Is that it, sir?
I don't have anything to.
Ms. Taylor?
The two that we table, we still gonna table them until the two that I asked for, like the bids. We gonna wait? on
Yes,
this? Okay,
ma'am.
so none at this time, Mayor.
Okay.
None at this time.
Ms.
I don't
McDade?
have any right now.
Ms. Bond?
I do have one discussion. I don't think it's gonna be possible action, but I can form it that way. With the cars parking on the shoulder on 1489. And I know that it's a business and I'm for businesses, but it is a safety issue, right?
I've mentioned that before.
Next to the police department.
We will add that. There's some discussion we'll have on it that we did, but we can add that. We can't talk about it right now, but we'll add it, yeah.
Fifth Street in 1489.
We'll add that to the
Fifth
agenda.
at 1489, right
Okay.
there.
So I have four.
Oh, you cut it
Yeah.
down, cause you said 5.
Discussion and possible action for Hovis Park Clubhouse remodel. And then discussion and possible action for janitorial services contract. And then discussion and possible action to establish a commercial fence ordinance.
Mayor, I would suggest we just talk about fences in general. It's my understanding, talking to Shannon, that we don't have any fence regulations.
We do.
We do?
Residential. Residential.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we went round and round with that.
We need commercial fence ordinance.
Yeah, so it's an expansion of the existing fence.
Yeah. And then the last one is a discussion of possible action to instruct city attorney to get with the state housing authority for the Brook Hollow apartment complex. Yeah. Brook Hollow apartment.
One you and I talked about with the.
Well, the guy showed up that day over here. Yeah.
They
but
still haven't. he didn't-
Nothing's
he didn't-
happened.
Okay.
Things- So
I
we
figured
need
he
to
was-
revisit now. Yeah.
Should vote.
And that's it. Ms. Taylor?
I make a motion that we